Next item.
Item number 2, open forum. Any person wishing to address the board during period reserved for public comment at a board meeting must sign up to be heard in accordance with District Policy BED Local. Each participant will be limited to 3 minutes to make comments to the board. The board is not permitted to discuss or act upon any issues that are not posted on the agenda for tonight's meeting. For further information on these policies, contact the superintendent's administrative assistant. And Mr. President, we do not have any community members sign up for tonight.
Okay, that will take us to the next item.
Item number 3, Board of Trustees business. 3A, discussion and possible action to approve administration's recommendation for the award of RFQ 2025-01B, Architectural Design Services for the CISD 2024 referendum projects, and authorize administration to proceed with contract negotiations with DLR Group of Texas Corporation, Glover Architects, MK Architects, Mijares Mora Architects, BLK Architects LLC, and GA Architecture Inc. As outlined in Exhibit A, with a contract to be contingent upon review by District Legal Counsel and approval by the Board of Trustees at a future board meeting. Presenter Ernesto Ortiz will proceed with.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion. I realize, Mr. Ortiz, that you need to make a presentation.
I don't have a presentation.
Oh,
it's
you
just
don't?
an action item.
Okay. I'd like to make a motion to approve, as recommended by the administration.
Can I second? There's a motion and a second. Is there any questions?
Just for clarification, I did get my questions answered in regard to the companies that we're looking at here. But I wanted the community to kind of hear a little bit of what Dr. Rigo presented to me. So I had asked, out of the companies that we're looking at here, how many of them are local? How much of this are we keeping here in our economy here in El Paso? So would you be able to answer a little bit of that, or Dr. Rigo, if you can?
Yes,
Thank you.
Board President Rodriguez, members of the board, Dr. Valdez. My name is Ernesto Ortiz. I'm the program director for Presidio Group. 100% have an El Paso presence, or have coupled with an El Paso presence here in the region. So all the proposers that we are asking for you to approve to award have a local El Paso presence.
Any other questions?
Is there any company in special that belongs here in El Paso that is from El Paso, from the ones that we have here?
Can you repeat your question, please?
Yes, is there any of these companies that aren't here from El Paso, from the ones that we have here?
Yes, I believe they are. There are
MMK?
2 that are from El Paso. But all proposers that are on the award recommendation have a presence in El Paso. And I'll give you an example. DLR, they are coupled with a Root Architecture. Root has a presence in El Paso. The same with BLK. Pfluger is coupled with Carl Daniels. Carl Daniels is a local architect.
Oh, Daniels.
So all of them have a presence here in El Paso, an office here in El Paso.
Thank you so much.
Any other questions? Not Adrian, will you pull the board?
Ms. Barnes?
Yes.
Ms. Mendoza?
Yes.
Mr. Rodriguez?
Yes.
Mr. Cimental?
Yes.
Mrs. Straub?
Yes?
Motion passes.
Next item.
Item 3B, discussion and possible action to approve selected general contractors for the negotiation of RFQ 2025-02B, Construction Manager at Risk, CMAR, Services for Campillo ISD 2024 Bond Referendum Projects to Baines General Contractors, Beaufort Thompson Company Ltd, Dante's General Contractors Inc., Jordan Foster Construction LLC, LECN Solutions LLC, AO General Contractors Inc., Efficient Construction Services Inc., Harrington Construction LLC, doing business as HB Construction, Performance Services Inc., and Civil Construction Services Inc.
Mr. Chair, I do have a motion, but before that, I have a question. I have a question for legal. This one says, with the contract to be contingent upon review by the district legal counsel and approval by the board.
Sorry.
Thank you, Board President Rodriguez, members of the board, Dr. Bellavis. I think what you're looking at, Mr. Trout, is 3A.
Oh, it's not this one? 3B, right? Isn't that this one? 8. I do have recommendation, that's
So
right?
you're
Yes,
going to
yes.
get a, yeah, you're going to get a contract back from both A and B, ultimately to approve it. So the CMR at risk is going to be a two-step process. This is the group that's being approved. They're then going to be tied to various projects by a ranking. We'll come back to you with that ranking and we'll negotiate a price for terms and conditions. Once that's done, and assuming the agreement on the price that is proposed, the awarded contractor will come back to you with the contract. Guaranteed maximum price isn't issued until later. Hope that answers your question.
Yes, Albert. So then you're gonna read it, you're gonna check that before you come to us, of course, right?
Yes.
Okay. Mr. Ortiz? Okay.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Thank you for your answer, Mr. Blanco.
Any other questions, or do you want to make that motion?
I did make the motion, but yeah, I move to approve.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
There's a motion and a second. Ms. Barnes, did you have any questions? Okay.
I just had, clear it up for me, Chief. So we're gonna get the architects working. Once they're working, then we're gonna go out of this pool of builders or contractors. That's where we're gonna,
The builders, the construction managers at risk, have not yet been tied to the projects. They will be, and then they'll.
It's gonna be these, right?
Yes, you have the group of 6 projects that you awarded tonight to the architects as they were ranked.
Okay.
We'll marry the contractors to them based on rankings. That will come back to you for approval with the general conditions price proposed. Assuming we agree, then we'll go back to the contract to finalize the approval.
Great, thank you.
The other process that would need to happen under CMAR would be amending the contract rules to GMP.
That's later, for the
Yes,
guaranteed
but
maximum price.
that's probably when the design phase is either at the end or towards the end.
Correct.
Okay.
And like say the HVAC and all those will fall under them, or they'll
Yes.
hire whoever they want, or?
Project specific, I don't know if any of the projects are just HVAC, but
No, but it'll be all inclusive, whatever is listed on the bond ribbon per campus will be addressed through that, construction manager at risk. Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. If there's no other questions, then Adrian can move forward.
Ms. Barnes,
Yes.
Ms. Mendoza,
Yes.
Mr. Rodriguez,
Yes.
Mr. Simenton,
Yes.
Mrs. Strong.
Yes?
Motion passes.
Thank you.
Item 3C. Consideration and appropriate action on an order authorizing the defeasance and calling for redemption of certain currently outstanding debt obligations of the district, directing that authorized district officials effectuate the redemption of such obligations, authorizing the execution of an escrow agreement, and resolving other matters in connection therewith. Presenter, Ms. Christopher.
Is there a motion to approve?
I will. You want, okay, I'd like to make a motion.
Okay.
Second.
Ms. Trump and Mr. Simenton. There's a motion and a second. If there's no question, I will take us to Adrian to move forward.
Ms. Barnes,
Yes.
Ms. Mendoza,
Yes.
Mr. Rodriguez,
Yes.
Mr. Simenton,
Yes.
Mrs. Strong.
Yes?
Motion passes.
I'll take us to the next item.
Item 4, public hearing. For A, public hearing will be held regarding the 2024-2025 property tax rate. The public is invited to attend and provide public comment. Presenter, Ms. Christy Poole.
Good evening, President Rodriguez, board members.
Just real quick, I just want to say happy Christy became a grandma last week. So,
after 2 days.
We're gonna roll the baby. We're gonna take, birth.
And roll it
We're
around.
gonna roll.
Yes.
3 months.
Thank you. Board members, Dr. Galavis. I bring to you our property tax rate adoption presentation as a public hearing. And to just go back, we adopted our budget for the fiscal year 25 on June 25th of this year. And we adopted a budget in total of $86 million, of which in the general fund was $65 million, in child nutrition was $5.8 million, and in debt service was $15.2 million. We did adopt the budget by function level. We did adopt a deficit budget in the general fund of $2.75 million. All other funds were adopted as a balanced budget for food service and debt service. As we are presenting to you our top taxpayers as part of the tax hearing, we've had a little bit of change in our third. We still have our top two same taxpayers, Tenet Hospital, as well as the El Paso Outlet, and there's been a little bit of change in rankings on the others. We also have a new top 10 taxpayer, which is Snyder Electric. And the list is there listed for you, as well as Cimarron Square. So the first component of the tax rate is our maintenance and operations. This tax rate is pretty much set by TA. It is compressed. And as you notice, we are going to, once the calculation has gone through, and this is based on our growth of our tax base, we are going to see a compression of our, and it's about valuation 2.7552. So it's about half a cent reduction. The second component is our INS tax rate. As you know, we went through a bond election, and we had anticipated possibly having to raise the tax rate of 2 cents. Once we went through the calculation, we actually were able to do a defeasance, which is what you just approved prior, a defeasance of about $2.6 million. So that's going to be actually an extra payment that will be sent in towards our bonds. So that's what you approved prior, and we are able to maintain the 40-cent tax rate for this year. So there is not an increase as far as the INS rate goes. We do anticipate to adopt our voter-approved tax rate, which is 1.152 cents per hundredth valuation.
With the defeasance extra payment to the bonds on the previous ones, what does that leave our indebtedness at?
The total
Not
indebtedness.
including, the previous one that we just passed, because there was a lot of miscommunication out to the community that we had a certain amount of money that, but then they also included all the interest rate and inflating that.
Right, so this is a principal payment, and it's for those bonds which are eligible for defeasance. I don't have the number off the top of my head, but basically it's like sending in an extra payment towards our previous debt.
If you could just let us know what that brings down the previous
Yes, sir.
bonds, then just to communicate that to me.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Mr. Chair, I have 2 questions. I didn't want to make them until she finished her presentation. I'm going to make them now. Okay, we already passed that. I wanted to go back to the estimated revenue for the functions and 199, 101, and 599.
Okay.
We have at the, this is estimated revenue, right? That we have at the 199 function. I wanted to know how much we have.
How much we have?
Yes.
So this is for, we're still collecting. So in other words, our property taxes.
At the general fund.
Yes, we will, for as far as property taxes, we will do most of our collection in, starting in November through February when property taxes are due. It's not final, so we're almost at near final for our current revenues.
Yes, ma'am.
I believe TA actually released a new run, this morning. But our near final is still not complete.
Complete.
So we don't know our true numbers. And we actually homeowner. So using an average appraised value of 2,000, it is anticipated that taxes will increase about $281.22. However, this increase is not because of the tax rate, it is because the value of properties are higher. So they are being taxed at a higher value, not because our tax rate is higher. It is the value of our tax base.
So 200, I'm sorry.
The $100,000 homestead exemption, so if it's a personal residence, there is a $100,000 exemption, so they're being taxed on $182,000.
182,000.
And this is your average.
This is the average. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. So we did see an increase of about 9.74% on the average tax value for homes within our jurisdiction. And with that, that will conclude the presentation.
Just one more question, Mr. Chair. And that when we calculate the tax rate, we said 0.4 cents. Is for every $100? For every $100?
Per $100 valuation.
For $100 valuation is gonna be 0.4 cents.
40 cents for your debt service, which is your INS, your interest in sinking fund.
40 cents, which is INS and sinking fund. Okay, perfect. Thank you.
If there's no comment from the community,
So the motion is,
Well, you need to close the public hearing first.
at this time, then I'll close the public hearing.
Item 4B, approval of resolution which officially levies the tax rate for the fiscal year 2025. Presented Ms. Christie Poole.
And do I have a motion?
I do have a motion. Want me to read it?
It has to be.
Okay, the tax rate adoption motion. I move that the property tax rate be increased by the adoption of the tax rate of $1.52, which is effectively a 8.22% increase.
Can you pull the board?
Ms. Barnes,
Yes.
Ms. Mendoza,
Yes.
Mr. Rodriguez,
Yes.
Ms. Dunn,
Yes.
Mrs. Stroud,
Yes?
motion passes.
That'll take us to the next item.
Item number 5, closed session under section 551.074.
Let's take a 5-minute break and then recess.
By date, hearing of ETA level 3 reduction of MC.
Adrian, are we ready to
Yes. It has to be recorded too.
Yes, sir. Item 7, new business, time is 7:45. 7A, discussion of possible action regarding the BGBA level 3 grievance for Melinda Castillo.
We're back from executive session. Is there any action item or a motion. Not, I did wanna, compliment on, the board does appreciate the service that you have done, to our, kids, but based on the evidence, in regards to, there's nothing that the board can do, but we appreciate all that you have done for our district and for our students.
We all appreciate it.
Next item, item number 8, meeting adjournment, time is 7:46 p.m.